Do you know of any previous thought crime in this country?
This is the first time, today in Parliament actually marks the first time that a thought crime has been introduced into UK legislation in modern British history. This is the UK in 2023, not 1984, you might.
The reason why I've tabled my amendment is that the bill in its current form has a problem. This section of the Public Order Bill is leading us into the territory of thought crimes and creates unprecedented interference with the rights to freedom of speech and thought in the UK. Yes.
If he were to go on Twitter now, he would find a recording of an arresting officer telling a lady that praying silently is already a crime. And we haven't passed this bill yet.
¿Está rezando?
Puede que esté rezando en mi cabeza.
Bien, vamos a proceder a su arresto por las quejas que hay sobre usted denunciando que está vulnerando el orden de protección de espacios.
Are we not really in Orwellian territory of thought crime, as he said?
Now, I understand that many people will find it highly inappropriate for vocal or difficult protests to be right outside abortion clinics. And I categorically condemn harassment against women at all points in their life, let alone near an abortion facility. But that's a world away from the police being able to detain people and question them over what they're doing if they're merely standing there or praying quietly, or worse, if they are praying silently and be asked by the police, by agents of the state, what are you thinking about?
But unfortunately we have a situation now, in the case as we've seen with Isabel, and as we will be seeing more in the coming months and years due to new legislation passed today, we have a situation where one can now be criminalised and face charges simply for the thoughts they have in their own mind.
Can I please ask you to step away from here and step outside the exclusion zone? But you've said you're engaging in prayer, which is the offence. No, but you are still engaging in prayer. It is an offence. Okay then. So you would rather that you be arrested and taken away than stand outside the exclusion zone? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Is this, in its origin, just trying to protect women from harassment who are, whether we like it or not, getting a perfectly legal service, and they should be able to go out about their daily business free from harassment?
Yes, let me make this absolutely clear. I, as a woman in my 20s, absolutely stand against harassment of any woman anywhere, at any time, at least most of all at a time of emotional distress. And that's not what we're defending here. What buffer zones do is they criminalise that which is already criminal. It's already criminal to harass a woman like that. But they go much, much further, and this is the dangerous point. They criminalise thought and also consensual conversations between two adults. Consensual conversations that would offer information, offer access to services. We know from BBC polling that almost 1 in 5 women who have abortions do so against their will. So there is, or there are many people who would like to know about other options before they commit to an abortion. Would it be financial support? Would it be emotional support? Would it be another service that would help them? So to take away those conversations, those options, that removes choices from women. It's a no-choice move, not a pro-choice move.
But wouldn't it be possible to be more than 165 yards away from the abortion clinic and to do it just as well? And it's the proximity to the clinic that is the problem that the campaigners for abortion have been putting forward.
Well, we know from the testimonies of women who have benefited from offers of help just at the point when they needed it, that they didn't know where to look for these services and were able to have access at that point of need, right at the point that they were considering their future prospects. So we know from their point of view this is important, but also is taking a step back. It isn't right for the government to censor an area of public space, public streets, from thoughts that they simply don't like, they disagree with. If we roll that logic out and take it away from the abortion issue, which can be a little bit distracting in this conversation, because this is a free speech question, a freedom of expression question, freedom of thought question. If we take that away from abortion and say, what if the government was trying to ban another source of information or another conversation or people who think about another topic? It's pro-life views today that are being censored. But now that we have the precedent that certain conversations can be banned on certain public streets, who knows where that could lead in the future?
And do you think people like Isabel are going to be arrested in greater numbers? And if they're admitting to praying, aren't they inviting arrest? Wouldn't it be easier for them just to say to the police they're not going to answer their question, because then if they're just standing there, they're not breaking the law?
Good policy should never be based on the fact that we should be lying to the police about our thoughts. And in the UK, which is a democracy, a Western democracy, it's frankly shocking that people think that we can criminalise the thoughts within the privacy of our own minds. In Isabel's case, when she went to court to face criminal charges, the prosecution were able to offer no evidence because there was no evidence, because how can you prove a silent thought? But nevertheless, she had that ordeal of going to court, and here she is again having to face an arrest again. So this new law will unjustly have more innocent people have to go through this ordeal simply because of their thoughts, their silent beliefs, or their willingness to help women at a time of crisis.